Welcome to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.
Hi, everyone. You're listening to the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. Today's show, I'm very, very excited to tell you. I'm excited for the listening audience to hear what we did. I went to Dutchtown High School the other day, and I had a chance to interview Guy Mistretta, the head football coach from Dutchtown High School. Guy's been around a long time. He used to be the head coach at Redemptor's High School, Dunham High School, Livonia. He helped get Livonia started over there when they did some great things. And then now he's the head coach at Dutchtown. He's been there for a few years. And I was able to interview one of his top recruits, Dylan Sampson, who's committed to the University of Tennessee. I think he's one of the best players in the state. He's not a big guy. He's probably 5'9"-ish. 185, but man, he's so similar to me to Warrick Dunn. Over the 30 years of watching football, Warrick Dunn wasn't a big guy, but he was different. He was special. He was unique. He was a versatile back. He was a tough back for a small running back, and that's what Dylan Sampson is from Dutchtown. He's a class of 222 kid, upcoming senior. And also interviewed three really talented 2023 players for Dutchtown. You're going to enjoy the interviews with these guys. I mean, one was an offensive tackle, Ethan Fields, who's 6'4", 300 pounds, all muscle, has a 4.0 GPA. The quarterback, one of the quarterbacks, they've got three quarterbacks, but one quarterback, Pierson Parent, or Paran, he's about 5'9", 5'10", about 180 pounds. He's also a long snapper. He's got a chance to be one of the best long snappers in the state in 2023. And one of the top young offensive linebackers in the state of Louisiana, a 223 kid we interviewed, Dickson Agu. Dickson Agu, his brother was a 3-year starter for Dutchtown. Dickson's going to be incredible as a recruit for 223. That's going to be coming up in the show. I want to go ahead and thank our sponsors, John Harvey Toyota out of Shreveport, Bossier City. If you're looking for a used car or a new car, Harvey Autos has 3 dealerships, which means 3 times the used vehicles. They've got everything from fuel-efficient compacts to luxury models, even hybrids, and certified pre-owned with a warranty. Check out John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, or Lexus of Shreveport in Bossier City. Tell them Lee sent you. And also, I want to talk about Treads and Care Tire Company, one of our newest sponsors, Treads and Care. Got a beautiful, beautiful new location in Central right here outside of Baton Rouge. And actually, it's on the corner of Hooper Road and Park Place Drive. You got to go to this place. If you're looking for new tires, you're looking for oil change, brakes, you're looking for air conditioning repair, check your engine light. They'll pick up and delivery too. All major brands of tires. Devin Holly's the owner. He's been in business since 1971. The number to call is 331-8144. That's 331-8144. And also, Medine's Collision Center, great family-owned company. If you're looking to get your car painted or, any body work on your car or truck, you got to take it to Medine's Collision Center on Kincaid Avenue in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The number to call is 357-7983. Be sure to tell them you heard it on Lee's show when you go over there and bring it to Mr. Chris Medine, the owner, and Dominica Medine. Great people. They've been open since the 1960s. Family-owned, again, Medine's Collision Center. And we'll get you right back to you as the great company. Great company. Want to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk to our coach, Coach Guy Mistretta, and all these great recruits, especially Dylan Sampson, the senior running back who's going to the University of Tennessee. He's committed to Tennessee, still being recruited heavily by Mississippi State, some other schools. We'll be right back. Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Scouting Report with Lee Brecheen. Like I said, you're going to love the interview today with Guy Mistretta, the head football coach at Dutchtown High School, Dylan Sampson, and all the other players for Dutchtown High School. I want to give a shout-out before we get into the interview. I was able to speak last night to some great guys. Most Blessed Sacrament Men's Club is the Catholic Church Most Blessed Sacrament on Jefferson Highway. I want to give some kudos to them. Spoke in front of close to 60 men. Great group of guys, a lot of sports guys, and just appreciate you. I want to give a shout-out to them. Thanks for having me last night to speak. Gave out magazines from this past year to Most Blessed Sacrament Church, the men's group, in Baton Rouge. I really had a good time being there. They were incredible. The sandwiches, by the way, that we ate were off the chart good. Well, let's go ahead and go into our interview with head coach Guy Mistretta from Dutchtown High School and also Dylan Sampson, one of the top players in the state of Louisiana. We're going to go ahead and start with that interview.
I'm here at Dutchtown High School, one of the best 5A, Class 5A programs in the state. I'm with head coach Guy Mistretta and Dylan Sampson, the running back, class of 222. We're going to interview some of his teammates in a few minutes too. But Coach Mistretta, thanks for setting us up today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having you guys.
I know that y'all were not up here. Y'all had to come up here to do this.
Yes, sir.
Workouts were probably done this morning.
Practice. Yeah, we practiced early this week, and starting tomorrow. We'll be back in the afternoon.
The grind, pictures I think are tomorrow. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Dylan, what's it like to be going into your senior year? You're committed to Tennessee, the Volunteers. Is it good to get that out the way before your senior year?
Yeah, yes, sir. Going into the summer, when they started opening things back up to take visits, I wasn't sure actually when I was gonna commit. Didn't know if it was gonna be in the season or later. But now that I have that, that plan or whatever, right now it's just giving me a lot of time to focus on my team, practice, be the best I can.
I've watched you play a couple of times in person, and I try not to talk to Coach during the game. Coach is intense, but sometimes I want to nod over to Coach and say, man, this guy for 5'9", whatever you are, I don't care if you're 5'8", you are different. Coach told me you were different before I even watched you play, but I've been doing this for 30 years. And I remember a guy named Warwick Dunn. That was pretty good back in the day. You remember that name?
Yes, sir.
Catholic High. You remind me a lot of Warwick Dunn. You don't even know that you're under 5'11", 6 foot the way you run. But you do so much for the team. You return punts and kicks when needed.
Yes, sir.
You're a running back between the tackles. You don't scat back outside. You do it all. Mm-hmm. Where do you get that gift of no fear?
Really, it's kind of like out of the models in my life. First of all, my parents, but also watching my brothers play here. Back in, they graduated in 2013 when Landon Collins and all Eric Reeds were here. It was just like that was the culture here.
Eddie Lacy,
Eddie
York,
Lacy, all of them. They came here and they did what they had to do. So growing up, I always wanted to be a running back. And I got into it, and I have a thing where I just want to be the best that I could do in everything that I do. So, you could label me as this, but what people don't understand is that, like you said, I'm not a scat back that's going to shy away from running in between the tackles. I'm getting my pass blocking right and everything, but I think it's just the work that I put in between track and then going into football. Just people I've worked with throughout my life has just continued to motivate me, make me work even harder.
Coach Mistretta would love this. I was sitting with the ULM coaches about June with Terry Bowden, and they hired me to help with their staff, and I was doing a workshop with the staff, and I was going through Baton Rouge. And they said, what running back in Louisiana that's not ranked a 5-star should be one? And I said, well, there's a guy named Dylan Sampson at Dutchtown in Baton Rouge. And Coach Bowden, I remember saying, can we get him? I said, you ought to recruit him. I said, but it might be hard to get him. he said, well, who's recruiting him? You know, that's always the common thing. And then you commit to Tennessee not long after that.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of schools recruit you. Tennessee, I think, is really smart about getting on you early.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I know Mississippi State likes you a lot. Yeah. I got some buddies from State that listen to the show.
Yeah, I talked to a good bit of them.
What made it so natural to go ahead and choose Tennessee?
Well, you see, they were, you know, one of my first early SEC offers, and that's not the same staff there, but it like kind of got to a point where I wasn't even considering no more because, you know, just communication was just like, it just died. But that staff, which was most of them were Coach Hyper, was over at UCF. You know, I started talking to them before they got to Tennessee, and they were about to offer me over there. So they moved in.
You're about to go to Mickey Mouse Land. Orlando?
Yeah, yes, sir. But then they happened to move at Tennessee and offered me over there. You know, they reevaluated my film. I talked to them like once a week before they kind of re-offered me. But, I mean, you know, since then, you know, in the summer, it was good that I got to take the Purdue visit before Tennessee because I got something to look at, you know, something compared to. Because Purdue, it was a really nice visit, you know, between academics and their
campus.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, you also remind me of, not as heavy, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire wasn't that heavy in high school. Yeah. But you're that new brand of back that everybody wants in that spread offense. You can catch the ball. Coach, I mean, he's
very, very versatile.
He's all-purpose guy, you know.
Absolutely, he's very versatile. He's, you know, 3-down guy, and people talk about his speed because it's legit. You know, I mean, he's a legit big-time track guy, but he's a football player.
Yeah,
and people overlook that sometimes because of his size. You watch him play, and he's a physical guy. He breaks tackles. He's very, very tough, very strong. He's one of our best weight room guys as well.
I was at the Rain game last year, and I remember Rain, y'all had them pretty good at halftime.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach is always thinking they'd come back. Their lead's never big enough. But y'all kind of poured it on that game. But I remember you didn't want to leave the game.
Yeah, not really.
And that showed a lot about your character and who you are. You didn't want to bail on your team because it was still kind of close. I mean, it was like 28-3 or 10, something like that. And you went through the whole third quarter with the same intensity you had in the first quarter. Mm-hmm, yes, and that really showed a lot to me, you doing that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I mean, coming out that halftime, I think we scored on the first play coming out the halftime, just like opening the game. But, I mean, I hardly ever want to, you know, get out the game. Come from starting the sophomore year and last year, you know, when we're up, you know, I want to play. But I mean, it's good because when we're up, you know, other people get experience and they get in. So I'm gonna still be cheering on the sidelines and everything.
Anything about your O-line? You want to talk about your O-line? The guys that do the dirty work, they don't ever get their name mentioned.
They are all of them. Hayden Harms, Ty Quibido, Ethan Fields. You got Wayne McKinney, Michael Jones. You know, they all do Will DeLong. They all do a good job. Last year's O-lineman, adding Reed Davis and Matthew Gallman. You know what I mean? I mean, they started always.
Yeah.
They always do a good job. They practice hard. They play hard. They open holes, you know. You know, I'm not asking for a big hole, and they do it. You know, they always excited when anybody scores. They always run to the field.
Give your quarterback a plug, too. Your quarterback over here that's going to be talking to us soon.
Oh, yeah. You know, he does.
He's very athletic.
Oh, yeah, he is. He is. Between
tough, too.
Yeah. Between him and Sean, you know, they're a real good pair right there, you know, because Sean Pierson came in and he did a lot for us last year, you know, because both of them were, you know, we were both trying to find quarterback because, you know, Pierson is first year learning the offense. But, you know, he did real good, and both of them went through summer, you know, doing good in 7-on-7. You know, now we got the pads on, so you'll see even more. But, I mean, it's kind of good to have just depth at that position, too. Two quarterbacks who know the offense and who can be leaders at the same time. But generally everybody on the offense, from the receivers to who run routes and stalk block a lot because we run the ball a lot. You know, it pays off. Everybody.
Well, I want to mention this. I didn't know the grades were like they were on all these guys, but it's like I'm at Harvard today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, it's 4.0 this, 4.2, 4.3. 4.4 GPA. Not 40 times, but y'all have those too. But I mean, I don't remember meeting 4 seniors in a class in a 5A school that have over 4.2 for starters.
Yeah.
And you have a 4.3 GPA.
Yes, sir.
How do you do that?
I mean, first of all, the opportunities of the classes, you could take here is obviously could get you over a 4.0. But, I mean, it's going back to, like I said, I wanted to do the best in everything that I do. So as that's in the classroom, too. I want to get A's. I want to pass. I want to learn something. So it just makes my job easier, because that also played a big part in why, I could get into some of these schools. But I think it's still that competitive nature.
I got to ask you this, because I know you do the tour at all the colleges. They're all kind of the same. They all have a Hall of Fame. They all have glass with former players. Mm-hmm. You see the All-American wall of all these guys. But who is a Tennessee former player? Do you have one that comes to mind that you like since you're going to Tennessee?
Alvin Kamara.
Oh, man, you can't go wrong with him.
Yeah, that's
where he started.
That's my favorite run, Alabama. Then he went
Couldn't get on the field. Is that crazy?
He went in with so many other running backs, and I watched his stories and everything. But when you look, that's my favorite running back. Just looking at it from a build standpoint, the way he plays, I try to model my game after him.
Because he's only 5'10", maybe. What, 200 and something pounds, maybe?
Yeah, and he hit that, basically. He came into the NFL not as heavy as he is now.
Got a little heavier.
Yeah.
Coach, I got to mention this. This is crazy, but y'all might have the best pregame meals in the city. Your backer group does a good job, take care of you and your team, and it's usually jambalaya sometimes. But y'all got some great food,
fortunate.
Man.
Yeah, we're so fortunate with the boosters that we have and the support.
They fight over cooking, don't they?
They love it, and they look forward to it. Our training staff is really big in that regard too. Our athletic trainers are also very involved with what we eat and the nutrition aspect.
Yeah.
They are the ones that go for our preseason camp, and get donations and talk to the right people about having the right nutrition for these guys year round. So we're very, very fortunate. I haven't been anywhere else near in that regard.
Yeah, I don't eat like this when I come to Dutchtown anywhere else. Maybe Lutcher. Lutcher's got some good jambalaya. Any thoughts to fans listening? We do get some Tennessee people that listen. We got a lot of Ole Miss, obviously a lot of LSU.
Yeah.
I keep telling my LSU friends, I'm like, this guy in Baton Rouge is going to light it up in college one day. And I keep saying he's different, he works, and he's got a lot of the different stuff you need. And that little burst you got in your feet in the hole just creates everything. Mm-hmm. And when you get away, you just make people look slow. I mean, like Coach said, you're not a track guy playing football. You're a football guy that can run track. Mm-hmm. You have a true football 4-4 guy. And then there's those 4-4 guys that are straight, but they're not the same, huh, Coach?
Right. So Dylan actually missed our preseason camp going into his sophomore year. He was at the Junior Olympics up in Oregon.
Cali.
And he actually finished second in the 100 and first in the 200. That and then comes out here and becomes an all-state running back as a sophomore for us. So he definitely has that type of speed. But again, until you watch this guy play, he is a football player. He's an animal in the weight room. He's got some rare aspects to him. I've been fortunate to coach some pretty good running backs.
Yeah.
This guy's the most humble I've ever been around. He's a guy that his teammates gravitate toward. He's just that type of guy, and that's especially at the running back position. That's a rare thing.
Were you
He's
around?
Always looking to get better.
You were around Plaisance at Redemptor's.
Correct.
Shelton Sampson. Y'all had a good run of running backs over
Absolutely. There. Jay Lucas. We can go.
Tons of big guys, all different types.
Sure.
But this guy would have been different too on those teams.
He's right there with them or above them, because of his versatility.
Yeah.
It takes him so far.
Yeah.
He's a model citizen. He's great in the classroom. I tell recruiters all the time, we've been fortunate to have some really good guys that have gone on and played in the NFL and whatnot. This guy has less red flags than any of them.
Yeah.
Everybody you search long enough, you're going to find issues with. And this guy, they just aren't there.
You know what I like with this imaging and likeness now?
Yes, sir.
That you could be one of those guys getting paid one day to feed your O-line and treat them, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can.
I mean, don't you think that's going to be cool, though?
Yeah.
That the quarterback can take his O-line and running backs out?
Yeah,
or whoever's getting that deal?
Right. That's nice.
That's going to help camaraderie. At least that's what you should do, right?
Yeah. You should give back to everybody who's helping you. But I mean, I think the NIL, you know, they had a presentation set up for me in Tennessee. You know, they talked a lot about it. Really a good place for that to happen. But overall, it's really a good opportunity for, you know, athletes to make money. I'm just hoping, you know, athletes can stay focused on the game and do what they have to do, because I know I'm going to keep telling myself that my first year going in, I don't want to get distracted by that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, if you do what you have to do on the field, the deals will come. You know what I mean? But ultimately, you still have to play football.
I'll tell you what, when y'all play Alabama, which is a big rival, I'm hoping that I'll see the papers the next day that Baton Rouge native, Dutchtown native, goes crazy on Nick Saban's defense. Right?
Yeah, that would be good. Yo.
And also in Florida, because y'all are going to be you're going to be playing Florida every year. South Carolina, Tennessee.
I think the next year,
it's gonna
the year I'm going in, LSU. The LSU's going to be on the schedule.
Now that's going to be wild. And then people are going to be like, "Well, that guy was at Dutchtown in Tiger Stadium, running all over the place."
Yes, sir.
Look, good luck to you. We're going to take a picture of you too before you walk off. We're going to talk to your teammates, your quarterback, your star DB that's got another year left, and also your O lineman. But man, I wish the best. I'm one of your biggest fans in the state.
Thank you.
Following you. And just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have more with Dutchtown High School. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Madine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors. Welcome back. Hope you're enjoying the interview with Dutchtown High School. We're going to get right back to our interview with our kids from Dutchtown High School.
We're continuing with our interview. We're in one of the nicest gyms, by the way, in the state. I think I'll have 2 gyms, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who has 2 gyms? That's crazy, Coach. That's a great problem to have. But we've got 3 class of 223 kids that are joining us. Quarterback, star DB, and an O lineman.
Yes, sir.
You might play some offense too, Agu?
He's a linebacker.
Ethan Fields, Dickson Agu.
Yes, sir.
Who your brother was a 3-year starter here. It might have been a 4-year starter, huh?
3 years.
3-year starter. And then Pierson Parent? Is that how you say it?
Parent, yeah. A little French in it.
The quarterback. Like I said, I was at the rain game. Saw 2 other games last year. You know, in 5A, y'all play teams that weigh 280, 290 on the OD line every week. Y'all aren't necessarily the biggest team, but y'all play with the most heart. Pierson, and you being the quarterback, you got a lot of experience. You got some other guys playing quarterback. Y'all going to kind of
– competition
going on there.
Makes us both better, yeah.
What do you think of this coming year, handing the ball off to a guy like the star we just interviewed, your boy?
I mean, it helps out. It definitely brings an aspect to the game that not a lot of other teams have. And, I mean, if we can pass the ball a little bit, it'll open it up even more. And running for a lot of yards, it'll put a lot of points up on the board.
That's the good thing about having you and the other quarterbacks. Y'all can run, too.
Yeah.
So, like you said, take the pressure off of
I mean, yeah, we all run
Dylan.
sub-5 40s and a little added to Dylan's speed. We'll, all of us will just run around everybody and score some points.
Strong, too.
Yeah.
You remember a coach, Greg Wood? It might have been one of the other quarterbacks coming up, but I think he coached one of the quarterbacks coming up prior to high school. But Agu, what do you think of watching your brother come up through the system? And now you're the guy. Now you're going to be watched by your older brother who's at ULL. But what do you think of now being a guy that the team's going to count on at linebacker? I mean, you're outgrowing DB. Now you're a linebacker.
Watching them, progress up, to in college. It showed what you need to do, like to get to the next level, how you need to act, how you need to carry yourself in the field to get to the next level. And it's going to be cool trying to set the example and show them that I can do the same.
You're going to be like Dylan at this time next year. You're going to be D1 recruited. So you learning anything from him on how he's going through this?
Yes, sir. He's a leader. He runs hard. He just shows the offense how it needs to be done. Like he gets it done for the offense.
Now you've grown a lot since last year.
Yes, sir.
How much taller are you, and how much more you weigh? You look like you grew a ton.
I grew about 2 more inches, and I think I gained 15 pounds.
I mean, you were like 6 foot, maybe 190, 185.
Yes, sir.
Now you're 6'2", 215.
Yes, sir.
Coach loves that.
Absolutely.
You can rush the passer. You can guard in the flats. You got that DB background.
Yes, sir.
Now, Ethan, you came on a little bit late last year.
Yes, sir.
And I was at the rain game. You got some reps and stuff, but you're a class 223 kid as well on O-line. But
Yes, sir.
I mean, you're not tiny. You're 315 pounds, 6'3".
Trying to get it back down.
Coach is trying to mold you right and get you ready. But you got this year and you got one more year. But what do you think you need to do to help Dylan and your quarterback here do well on offense?
I think I just need to keep working, get the O-line in check. Having Dylan behind us really makes us more confident in our ability to run the ball.
Ethan Fields has a 4.0 GPA. Agu has a 4.3 GPA. Pierson has a 4.2 GPA. Dylan has a 4.3 GPA. Who's the smartest IQ football player on the team? Can y'all name? Who would that be? One guy, like high IQ football, out of all the brilliant guys here today?
I think it would be. I don't know. We all got our disputes. We know. Yeah.
Anybody else in O-line? I mean, I know O-line guys are always.
We got to see how we are in game and
Our
how we take
center,
it.
our center and our left guard are pretty smart in football speaking.
Mention their names so they'll.
Hayden Arms and Todd Quibido.
Yeah. But that's, when I watch Dutchtown play, I mean, y'all actually take it to bigger teams. Y'all bring it. And it's always been that way at Dutchtown because, everybody thinks there's an Eddie Lacy every year in New York. I mean, that was like a 3-year period when you had 230, 6 foot, 230 running backs. Now you got one of the best smaller backs in the country, and y'all just come out and play. I mean, is that just tradition y'all trying to live up to?
I mean, yeah.
It's just the Dutchtown way. We play hard. Even if we're undersized, doesn't mean we can't win.
Who's the rival right now for the high school? I know that East Ascension can be, Santa Maria can be. Would it be Woodlawn now?
I'd probably say Woodlawn.
I'll say
Yeah.
Woodlawn, 'cause
They got us a little bit last year.
Social media with Ricky Collins and
Yeah.
all their guys.
We got. Yeah,
Do y'all
we got some
brag on
comments.
each other all the time on social media?
Not me personally, but
Talk to Amani Gibbons at work, the running back.
we know a
Talk
few of
little
them.
bit.
We know a few of them. We got
It's a
our
good,
own,
healthy rival.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sometimes not so much, but
Y'all, what week do you play Woodlawn?
I think it's first district game.
Yes, sir.
Our 6th week. 6.
Okay.
I think we'll buy right before we play them.
Who's Jamboree? Who do y'all play in? Is it going to be inter-squad, or y'all going to play somebody in Jamboree?
Yeah.
I think it's EA Jamboree, and
Okay,
then
that's a little bit of a rival now for Jamboree.
It's gonna be early action. We're gonna see how we stack up.
I know the
against
clock
that.
keeps going, but still, clock might be slow for that game. They might change it up. What does Dutchtown have to do to get to deeper in the playoffs? I know that y'all want to not just get there now.
Yeah.
What would you say, Pierson, about what do y'all need to do as a team?
I mean, last year we got to the second round with Dutchtown. We had about a lot through injuries. Had quite a few actually from just that game too. Colin Dupree tore his ACL. We were all beat up. I mean, we really just got to stay healthy more. I was battling hip injury throughout the season. Dylan's foot, his hip, a lot of injuries. But we can stay healthy and do what we do every time. We'll be good throughout.
We're going to go ahead and take another break, and when we come back, we're going to finish the interview with Dutchtown High School and all their amazing recruits for the next 2 years. We'll be right back. Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company.
I'll tell you, it's raining now. Is there a day that it didn't rain, guys?
I don't know. I think it's been raining the past 2 months almost every day.
I'm tired of rain. I don't know about y'all. I'm tired of rain. I think it's every day. But
that's where our turf coming in, bro. We getting that dry field.
Any final thoughts, guys, on anything as far as the team and what's coming up? I mean, it's here. Pictures are tomorrow, I believe, for the team, and this show will be played on Friday. Everybody here is going to be in the magazine. Y'all are all in the magazine, by the way, just so you know. I gave you last year's magazine, and just about all the starters are going to be mentioned. So just so your teammates know they're not left out with this show that's going to air on Friday. But we have about close to 23 kids mentioned on the team. And I just hope y'all have a great year, and I always enjoy going to the games. I know Coach, try to get Coach like in the morning, the game day, because he gets psyched up like all good coaches do. And I'll pick a game this year to go to. I don't know which one. People think you got to go to the biggest game. I think every game's big. That's like Coach, right?
We play like it is.
Because when you don't, that's when you end up tripping up and losing a game, right? Guys, thanks for coming today. I'm glad I could come out to Dutchtown. The workouts, what time do y'all finish in the morning now? What time do y'all usually? About 10.
10:30, yeah.
Now, I gotta mention this. Who is the prankster and the jokester on the team? Who would that be? Who would be the jokester on the team?
They got a few. They
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
They keep us a good time, bro. They lighten the mood.
It's fun.
They make it fun, yeah. It's fun to be out there. But
do y'all like some skills? Do y'all have a barber on the team? Is there
barber?
a barber? Yeah, some teams have guys.
I think we do. We have a mom. One of our teams, and Ty's mom, Ty Quibido, our
cuts hair for the kids and stuff. Y'all have any pregame rituals as a team? Anything that psych you up? Anything?
I don't think last year kind of messed us up. We couldn't really get anything with Corona, and
usually we have that the prep rally.
Oh yeah, pep rally almost every day, game day in here in this big gym right here.
Y'all got enough gyms to hold probably the whole city of Gonzales and Prairieville.
Yeah, what about a few thousand?
Well, look, I appreciate Pierson Parent, Ethan Fields, Dickson Agu, right?
Yes, sir.
And Dylan's back here. His interview's over. He's here watching everybody, critiquing, and good luck to Dutchtown. I want to thank Coach Mistretta for coming out today, and the magazine will be out in a couple of weeks. I'm going to give y'all some information on how y'all can listen to the podcast. I'm going to give y'all that too. And you were wanting to say something, anything?
No, I recognize a few players on here.
From last year?
Yeah.
Who do you recognize?
Recognize Caden Costa from Mandeville, that kicker going to Ole Miss.
He's good.
I'm not just a quarterback, I do snapper too. I'm a long snapper, deep snapper. Actually, might do a little punting this year. I'm moving all around.
Yeah,
as an athlete.
We had Caden on our podcast last year, Acosta.
Yeah.
And we were pumping him really heavily. I don't know if it helped him because he wasn't ranked.
Yeah. He finished at number 1 in the nation, I think.
And he commits 3 weeks later. Yeah. And he was on a show with me, and we talked about long snap and punting and kicking. He was like, man, nobody talks about that.
Nobody does, yeah.
But special teams wins a lot of ball games. How do you rank your game on the long snapping right now? Where would you say you are?
I just recently went to a camp in Tennessee by Coles. They rankings haven't came out. It's a big ranking camp with what 24/7 uses.
Okay.
I probably came out top 10, I'd say, in my class. Okay. But in game, I mean, I'm trying to get back to my punter and let him do the work for me.
Yeah, Pierson, Ethan, and Dickson are all 223 kids. Agu, any camps? Did you go to any this year?
There was a showcase with Marshawn Lynch. It was called.
Now he's a trip. Was he there?
Yes, sir.
That guy's a trip.
He made it fun. Got the kids involved.
He's pretty loose and jokes around.
Yes, sir.
Was it in California where he's from?
No, he's from California. But he came down and the camp was at EA. It was at EA's practice field.
He runs like a Mack truck, though, when he was in his prime.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about that.
Him and Eddie Lacy could be kin, speaking of Mack trucks. They just run over you. And Ethan, what about you? How do you feel with the camps?
I feel like I did good. I got a lot of exposure out of them. Ended up earning 2 offers from them.
What 2?
One to Tulane and another one from Nicholls State.
Pretty good schools. 1 D1, 1 subdivision, 1 AA.
Yes, sir.
You like Tulane a lot?
Yes, sir. I had a great time at the campus at the.
You like their stadium, their new stadium?
Oh, the stadium was amazing.
It kind of feels like a big high school stadium, doesn't it? Like real nice. And I think that's helped their recruiting. Nichols is on fire. Our podcast that plays today, we talk about the receiving core for Nichols, ranks top 5 in the state for all colleges. And that includes LSU. They have 7 pro prospect receivers at Nichols right now. That's different.
It's crazy.
So they're getting incredible talent. Just to get an offer from them is huge.
Yes, sir.
Agu, any offers yet, or you just kind of?
No, sir. But, I mean,
They're seeing you growing into that linebacker spot, huh?
Yes, sir.
And Pierson, you're going to look at more of the long snapping possibly in the end, maybe?
Yeah, just through Twitter and stuff, we got some recognition from long snapping, but I may try moving around in the field on the offense, see what positions I can best fit in and get some exposure to that.
Final thing I want to ask you guys, being that y'all are juniors, what is it like to see a senior like Dylan Sampson, what he does, and what is his effort and what he does in a ball game? How does that bring the team up? And obviously makes an impact on all of you, right? I mean, he brings so much energy. What is that?
It's something that we have to live up to. We make ourselves try to catch up to him and mirror him.
Don't want to let him down because he's given so much for the team.
He's going to come back and watch us, and we can't let him down.
And right now he's the teammate. So hope y'all can go as far as you can go, and hopefully y'all have a great year. Y'all will have a good year, great year, and appreciate meeting all of you.
Welcome back. You listen to the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Coach Guy Mistretta from Dutchtown High School, Dylan Sampson, Dickson Agu, Pierson Parent, and Ethan Fields. Some great kids from Dutchtown. Man, the Griffins are going to be really good this year, and I think they got a chance to be special. Going to have a really experienced team. They're well coached. I want to also mention before we end the show to make sure you pre-order your Louisiana Football Magazine preview copy. It'll be out in about 2 weeks. It's at the printer right now. I'm telling you, it's one of the best that we've ever done. We cover over 300 high schools. I think it's close to 315 to be exact. We've got the top 12, all the colleges in Louisiana previewed, along with LSU and Tulane and Tech, ULM, Southern, Nicholls State, Northwestern, Southeastern, McNeese, Grambling, everybody, even Louisiana College. And we also have a big recruiting section for the South version and the North version, so you can buy the South or the North the North version. And we also have a digital. You can buy the digital copies online as well. That's the Louisiana Football Magazine 2021 football preview. It's our 25th annual issue, 25th anniversary. I can't believe 25 years. It just went by so fast. But be sure to go to lafootballmagazine.com to pre-order a South or North copy or a digital copy. That's lafootballmagazine.com. All the kids from Dutchtown, if you're listening to this today for Dutchtown, they're all going to be pretty much in the magazine. I need to double-check if Ethan Fields is going to be in it because we didn't even have Ethan's name until we already sent the book to the printer. Coach gave me his name after that. But Ethan's going to be in it next year as a 223 kid. But he's a big-time offensive lineman coming up for Dutchtown High School that we talked to today. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.